Gene, Gene, @yahoo.com. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
5 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Joe Reichel is in the studio. He is here to answer your questions about whatever damage needs to be repaired on your home. And if it's beyond your abilities, Joe will give you some advice on who you can call. I would suggest Damage Control Services if you're asking me. But maybe you have a do-it-yourself project you'd like a little advice on. Joe can help you with that as well. Either way, the phone number is the same, 622-9622. And before the end of the show, we'll give you the number for Damage Control Services. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
Did you get caught in the rain?
I did not, but I do have an umbrella. I'm ready.
So the power went out in some parts of the city.
That's what I heard.
Okay, so I have a question about this.
Bring it.
There was a story some years ago about the power going out. I think it was from Hurricane Sandy.
Okay.
And when the power went back on, some homes caught on fire because the power went from nothing to something. Is there something that, well, I guess it's a weird thing, so it's not, I mean, the question is that unusual is probably a stupid question, but is there a way to prevent that? Just turn off all your circuit breakers or what?
I don't understand why the power went from something to nothing. Nothing to something. What do you mean by that?
All the power was out from Hurricane Sandy.
Right.
When the power company finally came back on, it created some kind of a jolt, and some houses burned down.
So the surge caused fires.
Right, which I'm guessing is not normal because every house didn't burn down.
Yeah, that's not really normal. I wonder what would have caused that. I can't think of anything offhand. That would probably be an electrician question. But, I have heard of instances where people have had, they've been cooking and power goes off and, something happens and they're not there when all the power comes back on. And,
right.
And that's caused fires. So
because the stove is left on.
Right.
Okay, that would make sense. Yeah.
I've heard of that being an instance, but I've never heard of the other.
Okay. Well, because they sell surge protectors, but I've heard that there are surge protectors, and then there are better surge protectors.
Well, a surge protector typically keeps the a sudden increase of electric from a home, like in the case of getting struck by lightning. So when that sudden electrical
protect,
volt,
the appliances, the electronic stuff.
Yes. From getting the sudden volt, sudden shock.
Have you ever had to take somebody's old fuse box out and put in a new circuit breaker box?
Well, and that's something that's recommended to do all the time if you've got older fuse boxes. And one way to check that is, that a homeowner can check it, is always, especially in the months where you're using a lot of power, maybe in the winter time where
right.
you have the heat running or whatever, put your hand on that box.
Right.
And you can feel if those breakers are warm. If they're warm, then you definitely need to get that checked.
Okay, so that would be breakers replaced with other breakers.
Yes.
Okay. But it means a house that's old enough to actually still have fuses, are there out there? Are there any out there?
I'm sure there probably are, but
not that many?
They shouldn't be.
They shouldn't be?
Yeah, shouldn't be.
See, I moved out. I was in one in Bellevue, and I only moved out of there 8 years ago. So 8 years ago, there was still a house in Bellevue, at least one. And I had to change one fuse all the time. I can't remember which fuse it was, but there was one. It was one of those old, you screw it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typically, everything should be upgraded now and into a regular breaker box.
I'm guessing, is there a law that says that? Or regulation or something? You don't know?
I don't know. That's a great question.
So how you doing? Tonight's the...
Tonight is Kiss the Horse. Yep. 5:30 at OBS.
We brought our money. We still have some more, but
nice.
we brought most of it to Summer yesterday.
Very good.
Yeah. We're not going to kiss the horse, but...
Hey,
I think we're going to...
Here's the thing about it. I mean, do you really want to kiss the horse? You've been there, done that.
Well, yes and no. I mean, yeah. I mean, you do it because it's competitive.
So you did it because you wanted to kiss the horse?
No, I did it because I believe in the cause.
Right.
That's the real truth. I mean, if I was kissing a horse and the money was going toward, I don't know.
So we're talking about the fundraiser for the Marion County Literacy Council, and that is the main fundraiser that we have every year is Kiss the Horse, and that's where people raise money, and the team that raises the most money, however they can do it, the person that raises the most money gets to kiss the horse. We changed it up a little bit this year. Now it's a team.
Right.
So
our team we're probably going to have 1,000.
Nice.
And but I already know that Madeline had over 2,000.
Syndicated Capital Realty. She has over 2,000 that she raised. Yeah.
But then you got a couple of heavy hitters. But I look at it this way. You know, it was fun.
It is fun.
We did a lot of oompahing.
I know you did.
And you have a phone call.
Excellent.
Good morning. You're on the air with Joe.
Morning, Joe.
Good morning.
This is Ralph here. I have a question about a circuit breaker box.
Excellent. Fire away, Ralph.
I have 2 double boxes in my garage, and they hum when I walk into the garage. Like they're just, I can, sometimes I hear them rattling, sometimes I don't. What could cause that?
He's thinking. He has no words. I don't know.
No words.
I've never heard of a humming breaker box. I have a grandmother that hums, but I've never heard of a humming.
Hum. It's not a tune. It's just a and then it stops sometimes.
I was just going to ask you if you could imitate it for me. Is it only do at certain times or just whenever you come in the room?
It's when
It's you.
The garage is very quiet, so it's usually at night that I hear it.
Only at night?
Yeah.
Huh. I wonder if it's one of the breakers is going bad or something.
So I have an electrician look at it?
I would recommend calling an electrician, and I would go that route. Give him a call and say, hey, I've got a humming breaker box, and try that. See what he says. I've never heard of one that hums. You've stumped me, Ralph.
Record it for you.
He could be serious, though. I mean, it might be something getting ready to cause a fire. That doesn't sound good.
No, I would.
New house built in 07. I mean,
it's a new
it's not
house.
an old thing.
Could be one that's just loose. One of the wires are loose or something. It's just vibrating. I mean, I'm just guessing here. I get at different things maybe.
Okay.
Ralph, it's funny that Ralph calls that we were looking at rotten wood at Ralph's this morning. He's got some rotten cedar and needs to be replaced. And what happened, what we're looking at is the water, it's hardy board siding with cedar trim, and the water has affected the cedar in certain spots and caused it to rot. So one way to replace that, short of replacing everything, is to just cut the rotten part off and add to it. But at the same time, one thing that for his areas where it's causing the damage, it's on the ground, or it's right at the ground level. So any of the water that splashes on the ground then splashes up on the side of the house and causes a cedar to get water, get moisture. A lot of times what people don't do whenever they put this cedar on, they don't prime and paint the back side of it.
Oh, okay.
So that water gets behind there and will rot it out. So you always want to make sure.
Put tar on it.
What's that?
I've seen where people have put like a tar paper barrier to anything that touches the ground.
Yep, moisture barrier. Yep.
We should have that on it.
That probably wouldn't. That would help the siding or the wood framing behind it, but I don't know that would necessarily help the cedar trim as much, unfortunately.
That brings up another topic. Do people in Ocala know that you make house calls?
Great.
For an omelet.
For an omelet?
Great question. Yeah, we met for breakfast this morning and then looked at his little project. I will. We oftentimes. I appreciate you bringing that up, Ralph. We'll go out and look at a project if you need, and typically that's not going to cost a homeowner anything. As far as a free estimate or to look at the project if they, to give some ideas. So
that is a good thing to point out. Yeah, we need to mention that more often.
Yep. If people have questions or concerns, they can call me, and I'll come out there and take a look at it and see what we can do to help them or give them some ideas. Thanks for bringing that up, Ralph.
Well, thank you, Mr. Reichel.
All righty, sir.
Right.
Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you for the call. All right, we'll take a little break, and we'll be right back. If you want to call, the number is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be mostly cloudy today with a couple of showers and thunderstorms. Any thunderstorm can produce flooding, downpours, and damaging wind gusts later today. The high 77 to 81. Mostly cloudy tonight with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around, low 67 to 71. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy and breezy with a couple of showers and heavy thunderstorms. The high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Johnny, what are you doing in the bathroom? What are you saying? Wait, where are your toy cars? Oh no, tell me you didn't. Honey, call Mike Scott Plumbing.
I didn't do anything.
For once that's true, but little Johnny flushed his toys down the toilet and now it's broke.
Yes. No. I'll get the phone. What's the toll-free number?
866-314-4443.
Got it. 866-314-4443.
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, they do it. At Mike Scott Plumbing, from the moment you walk through the doors, it's evident that quality is key. From our fully stocked parts department to our fully trained service technicians who can help with anything from a clogged drain to your irrigation system and even servicing your entire septic system. Visit one of our beautiful showrooms in Hernando or in Wildwood and let us show you how to turn your kitchen and bath dreams into reality. Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
My name is Erica Olstein. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine at A Better You Healthcare's Pokin' for the People Community Acupuncture. Join us every Monday at 4 p.m. for a relaxing and therapeutic community acupuncture session with like-minded, health-conscious individuals from our community. Pricing is only $35. Group sessions involve yoga breathing and acupuncture for the benefit of stress, anxiety, and depression. Unwind and start your week off right. If stress is leaving you a mess, you need a checkup from the neck up. When you're feeling blue, come to A Better You. A Better You Healthcare, just behind the Paddock Mall on 27th Avenue. For further details, visit abetteryouhealthcare.com or call 615-5566. Again, that number is 615-5566.
11 minutes before 12 o'clock. Joe Reichel is here from Damage Control Services. Right now, the phone number to get a hold of Joe is 622-9622. You will be on the air, and we will all learn from whatever question you have answered. So what kind of omelet did you have?
I had an Irish omelet.
What's in it?
It's corned beef and hash, and then...
hash or cabbage?
Hash.
Corned beef and hash, okay.
Yeah, and then Ralph and his daughter Helen, sweet little girl, love her.
Yeah.
They both had a BLT.
No. A BLT omelet?
No, a sandwich.
Oh, sandwich. Okay.
I think it was a BLT.
But a BLT omelet sounds like a good idea.
I think that's what they had. I don't remember now.
Right?
They had a sandwich of some sort. It was fun. We had a nice little breakfast, though. First time I ever met Helen.
That's cool. That's
Yep.
cool. And his circuit breaker was humming.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that. Wonder if it's getting too much. It's got too heavy of a load on it.
I don't know.
I wonder. I should have Googled humming circuit breakers.
Yeah,
on the break.
You should have done that. You should have done that.
I'll do it and call them later.
So, any big projects that you're working on right now?
We've got a really cool project down in Leesburg that the guys are working on, and what happened was a business owner, sent us a picture of an overhang, and he wanted a door put in the wall, and a certain overhang, a certain look, cedar with some wrought iron. So he sent us a picture and said, "This is what I want." So I met with him. Now that we're in the project, in the stages of the project, met with him.
This is remodeling, not repairing, right?
Yeah, this is a remodel job.
Okay.
And his comment was, "This has far exceeded my expectations."
Nice. That's what you want. You want that kind of a comment.
It was great. So now the only thing left to do on this overhang is to install the barrel tile. So it's getting a tile roof on it. But it's only, I think, 10 feet long by 4 feet long. I mean, it's not a huge project. It's just it's one of those cool projects. When you look at a blank wall and there's nothing there, and now all of a sudden there's a door and an overhang.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Yeah, Bob Kennedy, who was just here a little while ago, was telling us that he sells homes, and he's got a couple on his list that were foreclosed on, that they're relatively cheap, that have a lot of work to be done, and it would be for an investor. Mm-hmm. And somebody like you, you could, you and you guys could put it all together and make it a more valuable home, I guess.
Yes. And that's where a lot of investors will do that. If they find a house that is in a good location that they can put a little bit of money into and fix it up and sell it then. So
you're with Donald Trump.
Hello.
I don't know if you ever read the first book Donald Trump wrote was the only one I ever read. But it was called The Art of the Deal, I think, if I remember right. And the one thing I remember clearly from that is he would say, if you're going to sell a car, clean the car. If you're going to sell a house, clean the house. Everything, if the cleaner it is, the more money you can get for it.
Well, it's a lot of it is the visual appeal. People like that. They want to, they don't want to buy something dirty that they've got to clean up.
Right. And sometimes it's just a matter of, like my mom, the value of her home went up greatly just by putting on siding. It wasn't aluminum. What do you call it?
The vinyl?
It was vinyl, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and it really did. If you drive down that road right now, her house stands out from the rest of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really. Do you do that? Do you put siding on homes?
Yep, we've done that on a lot of homes. The hardy board is something a lot of people use now. It's a cementuous finish that is a real nice look.
Oh, really? So that's different than vinyl?
It looks like wood. It is different than vinyl. It looks like wood, and you paint it. You can paint it whatever color you want. It comes primed, and then you paint it whatever finish color you want.
Could you do like an extreme makeover? Like if you could take a room and make it more efficient? Like a bed that folds up into the wall or something
like that? A Murphy bed?
Is that what it's called, a Murphy bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Murphy beds are cool. I was just talking to a lady yesterday about a Murphy bed.
So how would you do that? Build another wall so that it would fit into it? Because a bed wouldn't fit into a normal wall.
Typically, I've seen them in closets. People will take the closet, and the Murphy bed just folds out of the closet then.
Really?
So,
is that something you make or something you buy? How do you
can buy them like that.
Really?
But then I've seen the custom ones, too, where they have the bookcases on both sides, and then the bed folds up into
Oh, wow, and you can't even tell.
So, you could see it looks like just a panel on the wall, but it would be built off of the wall a little bit, off the existing wall. So it would make the room a little smaller, but you would have the bookcases on the sides and, kind of look like, make it look decorative.
So you guys have a website. Do you have pictures on there?
I've never worked on a Murphy bed, but
of anything, of like ideas.
Projects that we do?
Like just, you know what I mean, like a catalog of ideas. Let's say I want to remodel.
That would be a great idea.
Yeah. And so, guys, let me see what I can have done. Oh, there's an idea. It's just like when you're looking for new flooring, you don't think of flooring Then you hear about, like, we have Penn Flooring sponsoring the segment in the morning. I mean, that's where you would say, hey, I never thought of that. Like we have here in the back. We have that stuff that they put down.
The thing about something like that, yeah, that's beautiful product back there. The thing about something like that is, like a gallery of what you're talking about. There's so much out there and so many different ideas that people have. It's
right.
Different tastes. It's really one of those things where you sit down with a homeowner and you find out what they like, and then you can go from there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would be a great idea.
Before and after pictures always help me.
And there used to be a store. I don't remember what it's called. The Expo store, the Home Depot Expo.
I don't know.
Which was I don't know if they still have it or not. It was in Orlando for a while. It was a really cool store where you could go in and look at. They had hundreds of kitchens and bathrooms set up that you could go walk through and see different tile displays and different ideas. It was an awesome store. I don't know if it's still there or not.
And I know this is almost...
It was a while ago.
Did you, or did we even talk about this, the virtual one, where you put these glasses on and you go into this room in like a Lowe's? I think it was New Jersey where they had it. It was like a prototype. They were going to have them everywhere. And so if you wanted to see what the room would look like with your appliances, your tile, and your flooring and everything, you put these glasses on, you walk into this room, and that room, which has nothing in it at all, suddenly looks like it has all that stuff in it.
How cool would that be?
Yeah, it was in...
a virtual tour.
Yeah. So you could remodel and kind of get a sense for what it would look like.
And that's
Don't sit down,
thing.
though, because there's no real couch there.
And that's one thing that's really hard for homeowners. That would be very helpful, because it's very hard for a homeowner, the typical homeowner, to see the finished product. They unfortunately, they can't even picture what that wall, whatever walls or room would be painted yellow. They can't picture that. So this would be something that would be really good for a homeowner to be able to see the final product. There's lots of new technology coming out that, just the computer renderings of homes that of a finished product. And I mean, some of the design software that they have, they can design an entire neighborhood, communities, and you can see the finished product of what once was an empty lot or a wooded lot, now is on the TV screen is a functioning community with people walking around in it. It's kind of cool.
I know. So there was a link on Facebook. It said, see the history of your home.
Okay.
And I clicked on it to see the history of the home I grew up in. I didn't really want to see the history of the one I'm in. I just wanted to see if my family was listed as one of the history, elements. It was an old house, like an 80-year-old house, the one I grew up in up north. Anyway, because I'm not the name on that house, they wouldn't let me look at it. So, but have you ever done that? I mean, have you ever seen the history of a house? And
nope.
There's a couple of sites online that do that.
That would be kind of cool.
One is called Porch.com, I think. I think that's the one I went to.
I wonder how accurate.
Or Front Porch.
There's a lot of information. A lot of homes out there.
Yeah, I mean, one of them said if anybody ever died in your home, it would tell you. I guess that's easy.
Well, I know all the houses I've lived in. Don't know of anybody dying in them. So, I guess if it was a very, an old house, a historic home, that would be kind of cool. But most of the time, people know that kind of stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Part of the history of the area.
I mean, my dad did not die violently, but he was in hospice at home, and he died at home. I don't think the people who live there now know that. So some people would be freaked out by that, don't you think?
Probably.
Yeah, so we'd keep it from them. Don't tell them. Joe, what is your number?
Fastest half hour of my day. My phone number, 622-5135 is the office number. That's not mine. My office, my line, direct line, 352-817-6574. Or you can reach me directly, Joe at Damage Florida, all spelled out, damageflorida.com.
And you can come meet Joe at the Kiss the Horse event at OBS this evening if you have paid
tonight,
$10.
$5:30, $10.
Well, we'll see you there.
Excellent.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Fresh looting in Baltimore this morning as neighborhoods try to pick up the pieces after last night's violent clashes a short while ago.
In this shoe store, which like most businesses in the area, has a metal gate trying to protect its merchandise, we saw a group of almost 10, I would say, young to teenage-looking boys lifting up the gate, screaming expletives at us and everybody else on the street, breaking glass and rushing in.
Fox's Peter Ducey in Baltimore saying officers responded moments later. The violence followed the funeral of Freddie Gray, who died after his arrest earlier this month. Supreme Court justices have begun hearing oral arguments on whether the Constitution guarantees a right to gay marriage outside the court.
Supporters and opponents of same-sex marriage make their cases with signs and speeches here on the sidewalk.
Fox Radio's Jared Halpern and consumer confidence sliding in April. Fox News, we report, you decide.
You've walked through 18 open houses. Your